Of Workforce and Lifeforce Meditations, and I'm here today to do a Facebook Live about the purpose of life. Yeah, we can do that in under 15 minutes, huh? We'll do our best because I'm not going to make it long, but I want to make it impactful and give you some information that really might make a difference in your life. This was the first scheduled Facebook Live that I've done, and I believe that there was a URL or a link that went with this, and I had trouble with it. So I'm hoping that the people that wanted to come and join us today will be able to find this Facebook Live and be able to join us. If you are unable to come or you get in on the end of it, I will mention again that I'll put it on our YouTube channel so that you can view it at any time that you want. So today's idea is the concept of a purpose of life. Is there a reason to be here? Some people call it a personal legend, a dharma, life's purpose. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's all about the idea of having true fulfillment only by being able to go forth in your life and do something that is just an underlying buzz for you, something that you know you were brought here to do. So is the question, does this exist? Is it enough to go to the grocery store and take out the garbage, and that's fulfillment enough in life, and it's the reason that you were put here on earth at this time and at this place to have this human experience? Or is there something more to it? Is there something that innately each of us has that's a unique experience that would give us tremendous fulfillment, real fulfillment in our life, and be able to be of service to ourselves and others? Well, you can ask a lot of people. You can ask the spiritual teachers and authors, and every single one of them, it seems, almost entirely believes that there is some kind of personal purpose, personal legend, life's purpose. If you were to ask me, if you care, my answer is absolutely. And the reason that I can say that to you is because I'm fortunate enough to have found the way to live my life's purpose. Now, I also believe that a life's purpose does not have to do with necessarily what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you are retired and in the twilight of your years, or if you're in high school and you don't know exactly what you're going to do. It doesn't matter where you are. It has nothing to do with career. Now, it can become your career. In my case, it did. So who I am and what I do are aligned. But that's not what a personal legend or life's purpose is about. It's about fulfillment in a way that you can have it with nothing else. And in everyone's life, it's just brimming. It comes up, it shows up in all different places. And for some people, we listen. Took me many, many years to listen. And for some people, we push it down. And so we think that we don't have a purpose, or we don't have a calling, or we don't have something that we are meant to do that brings us and others fulfillment. If you think about people that are fulfilling their life's purpose, for example, many times you'll hear famous people, whether it be an actor, a sports figure, a singer, who will tell you that, hey, you know, at 4 years old, I got a guitar. And I knew from that moment that I needed to play that guitar and I needed to sing. And the other kids were out doing other things and playing baseball or whatever, but I was on the guitar. And there's no way to do anything other than what that life's fulfillment is when you feel it as a passion and you're not pushing it down. Those people that have done that have had the opportunity to live that out because they didn't have a choice. If you ask them and they talk to you about it, there was no option. In fact, for many people, when they talk about what they believe their life's purpose is to be, or their true passion, they're brought up against a lot of resistance. There are people that are in their lives that love them and want the best for them, but say, hey, music career, do you know how hard that is? No. You need to do something where you'll bring in stable money. And so they thwart the efforts of the people to do those things. There are many people that you hear about where that happens. Certainly, even in my own life, fulfilling what I wanted to do was not met as something that many of my family members thought was the right thing for me to do, but that's okay. They don't have to understand it. It's not their life's purpose, but for the people that figure out what it is that they want to do, there isn't a choice but to do it. There's a great story about an author, and I'll tell you about him because it really, really relates, where he grew up in Brazil. Sorry guys, I lost connection. I moved around a little, so you get different views of my office this way. But I was talking about the author that, and I see, thank you for letting me know that it's cutting in and out. I'm sorry. I moved the camera. I'm hoping that we get a better connection. My office typically has fairly good connection, so we'll keep going. This author, again, about 75 years old, so this was many, many years ago in Brazil, and he grew up in a family of engineers. And the engineer family had this child that really was interested in the arts. He wanted to write, and his family did not understand what they had done wrong with this child. What could be wrong with a human being that doesn't understand? What a bummer. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to keep moving. You're going to get all areas of my office today until we find one that has a good connection. I apologize, and I appreciate all of you that are watching, because I can see that a number of you are watching. I appreciate your patience while we deal with technology. But needless to say, this author from Brazil who grew up with engineer parents wanted. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the problem is with our connection today, but I'm going to keep going. So for whatever reason, this allowed more people to come on now. So maybe that's why we're having trouble with the internet and the connection. But I thank you for joining me. I was talking about the fact that we're talking about our life's purpose and our life's passion. And that sometimes when people feel that this is something that they have to pursue, that there isn't a choice, that the people around them don't understand it. And I was talking about an author from Brazil. And when he was young, he's about 75 years old, so this is many years ago. But when he was young, he knew that his passion was writing and arts. But he grew up in a family of engineers and in a community of engineers. And so he was told, you will become an engineer. And he said, no, this isn't who I am. I must do the things that I know are who I am. And therefore, he decided that he would write. And because his parents didn't understand it, they felt something was wrong with him. And they committed him. They put him away in a mental institution. And that's how sometimes it shows up for other people when they don't understand what your life's passion or your life's purpose is. But when you find that, it's something that you just have to do. What did that man do when he got out, when he was older? He wrote. He's the author of The Alchemist. If you haven't ever read the book The Alchemist, let me tell you right now, if you're not a big reader, and I know I see a couple of people, I know Karen's a big reader. If you're not a big reader, this is a little book. It's a very little book, and it's a fictional story. The Alchemist has been published and translated in more languages than any other book in the world. I'm so sorry, guys. I've actually walked outside. I don't understand why we don't have a connection today. I've done many lives in my office and I haven't had a problem. So I appreciate your patience. I'm going to end so that we get through this and you can hear the last of what I have to say. But that book, The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho, Paulo, Caehlo, The Alchemist, is a book that talks about, it's a fictional story about a man that's a shepherd and has a dream and wants to follow what that dream said and his journey. It's an incredible, incredible spiritual journey that he has following his life's purpose and his life's passion. So I hope that today, through all of our technical difficulties, has at least allowed you to see that maybe there is a personal legend, something that is a dharma, a life's purpose for each and every one of us that extends beyond taking out the garbage and getting groceries and taking care of the kids. The question for most people is, how do you find it? And so what I'm going to do is do another live next week. I think not from my office. I think from a different location where I'm not going to lose you this time, where we talk about how you can find what your life's purpose is if you don't know what it is. I'm happy to share with you what's happened for me and how easy it is for you to see, because there are signs all around you. It's just that we have a tendency to not look at them, to push them down, and to just move on with life. So next week, Wednesday, Today's the 19th. That would make it like the 28th, I believe it is. Is that right? Is that 7 days from now? I think so. 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Arizona doesn't change time. I know that's crazy, especially for you people that are out of the country. But next week at 2:30, we'll talk about how to find your life's passion, how to find your life's purpose. And I'll tell you what I'll do, because we've had so many connection problems today. I'll take all of our questions next week. So I hope that you spend the next week looking at your life, looking at what's going on around you, seeing if there are things that just excite you, that bring you enthusiasm and happiness that you don't pay a whole lot of attention to, because those are the first clues in finding your life's purpose. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you guys coming on. I know we've had a lot of people come on and off, and I see people from all over the country and a few that might be from outside of the country. Thanks again for joining me today. I'm Jean Pomeroy from Workforce and Lifeforce Meditations with slight technical difficulties. Thanks for hanging in there. Have a wonderful week, and think about what fulfills you. Take care.